And so I'm sipping my tongue.
Stack Shock?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Oh, but no, he's a black superhero, but he's a young teenager who basically got superpowers from the Big Bang. Yeah, it's a young black superhero. I thought you were talking about that. No.
Well, on the show called The Land of Tomorrow, there was a black guy who turns into a ball of fire, but he needs the professor. And then the professor
yeah, Firestarter.
Firestarter, I guess that's his name. Now the professor is dead. He couldn't do it without the professor, which is strange to me. They used to have the Beast was a black superhero or black character. He never turned into Hank because he was always stuck as the Beast. But as the X-Men progressed, they turned him into a white man named Hank and gave him powers to turn into a blue human, which didn't make any sense. Because the problem or the reason for the Beast to come to Professor Xavier was to give him the ability to become human. If he had the ability to turn human all along, there would be no need to go to see Professor Xavier. Eartha Kitt as Catwoman. She was a black superhero turned villain turned independent. She wasn't always bad. She was just a kleptomaniac and a cat burglar. And she really wasn't 100% black, but I give her credit for being partially black. So even out of those few 8 or 10 superheroes, it's still not enough. They should always have plenty of black superheroes. So my idea one time I wrote to Marvel, I said you should make all the comic book characters black and have a black comic book section. They can be the same names or they don't have to be. And it didn't catch on because black superheroes weren't popular. Black people are always better at being the villain or being the victim, but never as being the victor in a story. And to this day, they still think that way. So I'm all for black people on television and such. Part of the reason I was a Star Trek fan was because of Captain Kirk and Michelle Nichols. Now, William Shatner, for people who don't know, William Shatner was a civil rights activist. He marched with Dr. King. He was an actor long before Star Trek. And he was a supporter of Blacks in Space program. So they didn't put no blacks up in space. They put the monkey up in space before they put the black up in space. And that, if he should ever die, that's what I will remember him for, being the white voice at the FAA press conference to help put blacks into space. Unfortunately, it blew up, but they still put blacks into space. I think it blew up more than once, at least 3 times it blew up with people on it. And one fourth time it blew up, didn't have nobody on it. But America is getting better. It's just taking a long time to get where it has to be because black people slow down progress, drag their feet. You had the power to turn the tide, and you're just dragging your feet. So we'll wait and see. Too many other TV reviews because everything is off the air. But I do watch a couple of shows like 911, Lone Star, and 911 with Angela Bassett. I watch those shows. Station 19 I've always been a Chicago Fire fan because the guy who plays Keith Bolden, I remember him from a TV show called Oz, where he played the Muslim priest. I can't think of his name right now. He was younger then, and he also played in Blood and Bone with Jai White. Played in Cadillac Records. He's a great actor. He plays in a lot of things. So he's in Chicago Fire, Chief Bolden. Chicago Med, I watched that because that's the new version of ER. The Resident, because the main character, Matt Chesney, played as the good wife, as Carrie, and now he's a doctor. And, of course, Chicago PD, I'm not a big fan of. However, if you want to know some trivia, the guy who plays Detective Voight, Jack Begay, he played in a movie that is still a cult classic to this day called Monkey Shine. Go look up the movie Monkey Shine. And matter of fact, it's so spooky, he looks just like he did in the movie. Face expression, mouth, features. He just got a wrinkly face. But it looks just like he did as a child. He played a guy stuck in a wheelchair. And I haven't seen him on TV since then. I don't know anything he played in. I just know he was in the wheelchair on Monkey Shines, and the next time I seen him, he was Chicago Fire as a bad cop. And then Chicago PD came with the story of them trying to be a good guy. So, and Cody says he likes RuPaul Drag Race. I watched it maybe once or twice. I couldn't really understand what I was looking at. I knew what I was looking at, but I couldn't understand the point. I suppose the point is to be able to dress and drag and do a runway show with the challenges of going through the garbage and finding something to put on, whatever. Which is all the stuff that RuPaul did in the beginning of her or his career. And how do you choose the winner? Because all of them are, I guess, gay. Some of them have titty implants. And some of them just on there to be on TV. And then when you become the winner of what? Because you really don't have any star power. You're not a celebrity. So you wind up coming back on the RuPaul thing or maybe playing in one of the RuPaul movies to get some type of exposure. And off the record, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, I think a lot of the things that happens in that so-called community are mental issues. I really think a lot of those people need counseling and people to talk to. And it's not a challenge towards if you think you're gay or if you really are gay. It's the things you do to yourself and your self-esteem. Some things, it's an obsession. And you have an obsessive-compulsive behavior, it's a sign of something mental that's gone wrong. That's science talking. That ain't biblical. You need to see somebody, talk to somebody, find out what's going on. It's like, oof. That first thing come to mind. Oof.
And might I add, for movies to watch list for me, Malcolm and Marie. This is a new Netflix film. It's directed by Sam Livingston, and it stars Zendaya and John David Washington. Basically, it's a filmmaker and his girlfriend return home after a movie premiere. It's shot in one day, and then they have like emotional problems with the relationship, fighting, cursing, carrying on, a lot of weird stuff going on. It's done in black and white, which has never been done before. Well, some movies were done in black and white, once in a blue moon, but this is the one where the black people in a black and white setting, and just in one setting, based on one crazy day. So Malcolm and Marie, check that out. Also check out Madame Marie's Black Bottom with Chadwick Boseman. Also, he got nominated for a SAG Award and a Golden Globe nomination for his character, which is very awesome. And also check out the 40-Year-Old Vision, which is basically a desperate writer who's basically a desperate writer and a song playwright who's basically trying to reinvent herself as a rapper. She's African American. She's getting old.
Oh yeah,
and
I did hear about that.
Yeah, it's a very, 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 very good movie. I saw it. It's a very good movie. So it's a 40-Year-Old Vision, which is an awesome movie to see. And also, I heard whispers of...
She's trying to be a comedian and performer.
Yeah. Also, I'm hearing whispers of a movie called American Skin, which is basically based on racial and ethnic issues on doing the uprising movement. So those are my picks for today. And also Mudbound. Two Mississippi families, one black, one white, confronted in brutal realities of prejudice, farming, friendships, and divided post World War II era. That's a good movie too as well. All of them on Netflix, by the way, which is very awesome to have all of them on Netflix. So, yeah.
When you talk about that racial divide, it takes me back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of the racism is brought on by black people. Black people cause the racism. So, you take it back to Freddie Gray. Freddie Gray, up to no good, got stopped by the police, wound up dead. And the riots was not about him being dead, but they turned it into a riot about white people being white. And I said, hold on. Out of all the cops involved, all the cops were black. Only the two bicycle cops were white. And all they did was give him to the black cops to put on the van. They put him on the van. The white cops are excused. What happens in the van stays in the van. That's all now. So it just turns into another agenda of the people against the police, which is Hollywood. Again, people are always upset against police. There's never been a movie or a TV show you can think of where people have never been upset against police. Back in the 70s, long before Green was born, there was a TV show called Hill Street News.